So if you look across trending hashtags today, you'll notice something. The hashtag MePoo is trending. That's right, MePoo. See, that's trending today along with JD and a certain Aquaman starlet. Why? Because JD, he disclosed something that a certain Aquaman starlet left between the sheets, as it were. Why? Because they were mad about him being late for their birthday party. The amazing thing, too, is people may have heard that before, but they heard it from his mouth today. And you know what's funny about that? People haven't even gotten to the text messages yet where he says, well, don't blame her. You know what? She's just down in the dumps. You and I, we're going to talk all about all of that today. Fun times, huh? Fun times indeed. Oh, man. So, hey there to all you fine folks on this fine day, by the way. I hope you are doing excellently. This is what the media is reporting on this. Imagine this being your legacy going forward, because it will forever be known that the certain Aquaman starlet, this is them. I mean, every time you look at them on the big screen, every time they're floating around in the fishbowl for Aquaman, you're going to be wondering, is Jason Momoa, is he actually breathing that in? Listen to this here. He then described an April 2016 altercation. That would be April 21st, 2016, by the way. That's alleged incident number 13 by that certain Aquaman starlet that allegedly occurred on the night of that certain Aquaman starlet's 30th birthday party, which JD says he arrived late to due to a meeting he was attending. Yeah, they left out a lot there, by the way. They left out the fact this was a meeting that JD, he was having because he had just found out one huge life-changing thing. He had $650 million before he walked in. Then he found out someone had stolen it all. $650 million. Plus left him with $100 million tax deficit. So he owed on top of that. Yeah, he texted about it. He was trying to get something done with it. And this is what he gets for it. So that certain Aquaman starlet was angry with him, said JD, who claims she hit multiple times after the party ended before he left and spent the night at another home. JD said he planned to retrieve items the following morning once that certain Aquaman starlet left for the Coachella Music Festival, but was told he shouldn't come by someone at the home who'd sent him a photograph. That, by the way, that would be his estate manager. That would be one Kevin Murphy. We haven't heard from him yet. We haven't heard from the person that found that either. I'm going to read that to you in just a second. That would be one Hilda Vargas. Yeah, so here's what they tell him. It was a photograph of our bed, and on my side of the bed was human fecal matter. So I understand why it wasn't a good time to go down there, JD said Wednesday. My initial response to that was, I laughed. It was so outside. It was so bizarre. It was so grotesque that I could only laugh. Now that led to the trending tag. Again, hashtag MePoo. And the funny thing is that we haven't even gotten to the person who discovered it yet. This would be one Hilda Vargas, the house cleaner for JD. This is their statement about what happened. This is going to be upcoming in the trial. On April 22nd, 2016, I arrived at JD's home at the Eastern at approximately 3 p.m. There are several different loft-style units in the home. I begin to clean Unit 3, which is where JD usually slept with that certain Aquaman starlet. The first floor of the unit, it's a kitchen, there's a living room, laundry room, bathroom, patio, master bedroom, office, and another bathroom. They're on the second floor. I began to clean downstairs with another cleaning woman. The downstairs level was somewhat messy, but not unusually so, because there was a party there. The upstairs level, however, was extremely messy. I had just finished washing dishes and vacuuming, and I was about to help the other cleaning woman change the sheets when I heard her call out. So she's actually calling out. Imagine this setup. She's like, oh my God, what's going on here? So I join her in the master bedroom. She was pointing to the bed, so she's pointing down. She's aghast. She's like, oh my God, she's called out for someone, and she told me that she couldn't believe what she had found. So this woman, she was so shocked by what she found, she dropped the sheet on top of it. Because Hilda Vargas here tells you, I pulled back the top sheet on the bed, and I saw a large pile of feces. I was horrified and disgusted. It was clear to me that it was human feces. I knew that the feces could not have come from either JD or that certain Aquaman starlet's two small dogs. I cleaned up after the dogs many times, and their feces are much smaller. Further, I have never known the dogs to actually do that in the bed. Now, I did not know what to think of what I had discovered. I mean, after all, what do you do with that? Are you supposed to bring that up? Is it a moment that somebody's embarrassed by? How exactly do you take this and talk about it? So, I was in complete shock, she says. Well, of course you would be. With my cell phone, I took pictures of the feces in the bed. So, there's an exhibit of this people haven't seen. You thought the words from JD get it trended? Wait until that picture ends up out there when people start talking about it. That's going to make something. It's so gross too, and it's extremely unhealthy looking. Then the other woman and I washed and changed the sheets. When I continued to clean, JD's estate manager, Mr. Kevin Murphy, he called me to see if I was almost finished. Now, Kevin Murphy, by the way, he's another person that's going to be talking about what happens there. He's going to talk about the reaction that certain Aquaman starlet has. Oh, it's going to be beautiful. Although I was embarrassed by the feces I had found in the bed, I was so angry that I told Mr. Murphy about it. He at first could not believe it. I mean, really, why would you? You'd be like, yeah, that couldn't be true. But I repeated that I had found the feces in the bed and that I had taken pictures. So again, Hilda Vargas, when she takes those pictures, she sets off fireworks everywhere. Shortly after that incident, I stopped going to JD's home at the Eastern. I was uncomfortable around that certain Aquaman starlet. I now work primarily at his other home, so I don't even work around that person anymore after that happened. Now, in the aftermath, there was damage control, with that certain Aquaman starlet even confronting the housekeeper about it, going as far as to say, you know what, you wrecked my marriage, you made this stuff up. And she says, yeah, you know what, it did exist, it did happen. In fact, it was really large and it smelled awful. Now, JD texts about this to certain people, too. That first name, Amber, and that second name, Turd? Yeah, that's where it came from. It came from his text, and beyond that, too. He texted somebody saying, don't blame her. She's down in the dumps. There's a lot more to this, too, that hasn't been made public yet. I can't wait for people to see that. You think it's bad right now? Again, this is their legacy, and they made this happen themselves.